Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to the next episode of Tales from Q's Juke Joint, where we talk about the personal stories behind the man, the myth, the legend himself, Quincy Jones. And today I am honored, very, very, very honored to be with one of hip hop's finest, I'll say. I would like to give a big, big, big welcome to my man, Adrian, aka SwitchB, the place to be.
Yeah, yeah.
What is going on, my bro?
Just chilling, man. Enjoying the holidays. Just doing some chores around the crib. Checking the family out, all that, man. How you been?
Oh man, same thing. Just been chilling and enjoying the holidays and enjoying the music and all that good stuff.
Dope, dope, dope.
Yes, sir. So pretty much what I wanted to do today was have a conversation about Quincy Jones, anything about his work, anything that you've been inspired by or have taken from him in terms of like his inspirations. Because even though not a lot of us are familiar with Quincy Jones, everything that he has done essentially has played a part in our lives, whether
Absolutely.
whether it's through music or film or anything like that, right? So I feel like a lot of people have something that they've shared that's made by Quincy.
Yep, yep.
And do you have something that you're like that you've shared that's like made from Quincy that like you've grown up with?
Oh man, I have a few of his records. I think the first record I bought from Quincy Jones was Body Heat,
Ooh,
which is a really dope record. Yeah, that was kind of like my. I mean, obviously, I know about Quincy through all the Michael Jackson stuff. 'Cause that's what I'm sure people are most familiar. But
yeah.
for me, like just in my personal experience, like the first record I bought was Body Heat, and I have a few of his albums actually that I've sampled over the years and made some cool beats out of. But yeah, but I think I'm pretty sure Body Heat was the first one that I purchased from him.
And that's the classic one too. A lot of people haven't really mentioned that actually so far. A lot of people have been like they've been mentioning all of his other albums, but Body Heat is for me like I would say probably one of my favorites.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a ton of records like that. It's kind of never ending. I'm actually just on his discography right now because I want to see what. Like I have a bunch of it in my record room right now, but I'm just trying to see what that I do I have from him. Let's
No, and
see. We got.
it's tricky because like a lot of people like there's a lot of stuff that he's touched that like oh we don't even realize it at the end, right?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm seeing it now. So yeah, Body Heat that was in '74. I got Gula Matari, which is like one of my that album that the title track. I made one of my favorite beats. Walking in Space,
Oh man,
Mellow Madness.
yeah,
Yeah,
Mellow
those are those are the ones that I know I have in my collection.
yeah. I think Mellow Madness is a lot of is like the main record a lot of people play too now I've noticed. And
Yeah, yeah.
that record's been getting a lot of attention in the last few years actually.
And it's also it's funny like he has this album Smackwater Jack also, and there's this it's funny there's this sample on it that I used for a record that I produced this year
Hmm.
called Supreme Being, and it's like this really it's a really like interesting album, but this record and this sample in particular, Cool G Rap used it on this track called 456. Actually, no, wait, 456 is in the mix. I think it is 456.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember hearing it years ago and being like, man, yo, this beat is insane. So when I got Smackwater Jack, a part of that sample
Yeah.
is in that song, and I was like, oh man. So I remember when I first heard it, I was like, I'm gonna try and make a beat out of this. But at the time I wasn't mature enough to like really chop it up, so I chopped it up this year. But yeah, man, like Quincy is just infinite, and it's crazy because his records are gonna go up now. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be way more pricey now.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like I'm surprised I haven't seen anybody pull out any OG copies and sell it for like 50 or 60 like dollars, you know what I mean?
Trust me, trust me. There's
Yeah.
also a soundtrack. There's a soundtrack that I have. It's like an African.
The Roots soundtrack, right?
Yeah. So like there's a beat I made recently. Actually, I'll definitely at one point of this I'll play them because I can share the audio and I'll show you those.
Oh, please, yes.
Yeah, but
Because yeah. No, like the Root soundtrack I think is like one of the pinnacle ones as well. Like the
yeah,
that movement itself is like such a huge time in history, you know what I mean? Like people like a lot of people were glued to the TV during that time, and especially with Quincy Jones making the soundtrack, and he made that fully 100% authentic.
yeah. No,
Like,
it's a crazy record, man.
right?
Crazy.
Like he wasn't trying to make it like what pop was, and he really understood the cult. Like he understood what the roots were, you know what I mean? And he actually made it proper onto a record. And a lot of people sampled stuff off of Roots, right? And a lot of people like they've watched the new one and they're like, oh, the soundtrack to the old one is still goated,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely,
Yeah, a
absolutely.
lot of people have sampled that record, honestly.
It's dope, man, and it's just funny because you know, like with sampling any skill, it's like something that you improve upon. And making I remember sampling something off of the Root soundtrack. I haven't listened to it in a while, like years ago, because I got that record. Like it's a dollar bin record. You can find it used to be able to find it pretty cheap.
Yeah,
And I remember like making some beats off of it and being like, "Oh, this is cool," but like not like being like, "This is an I like record." And I recently like popped it in this year, and I was like, "Oh man, there's a ton of things I missed off of this." You know what I
exactly.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah. No, trust me. And
So
it's the fact that people find it for $1 is actually crazy to me because I found my copy for like $5.
nice. I mean, but still, five is good. Like that's a good price, But it's like one of those, like it's a soundtrack, like something like even like Hair by Gal McDermott. Like it's a
Mhm.
classic record, but you can find that for $1, like everywhere. I
That's
probably have
another
like
one that I
three
had to find
versions.
really expensive actually too.
Really?
Yes. See, I just think you have good luck in the crates because usually when I find stuff like that, it's like a little bit pricey.
That's maybe what though. I did notice like it was a little bit pricier in Vancouver because there isn't as many record stores out there. Like we have like just on Spadina alone, there's like four major record stores in Toronto on one street.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, no,
And
trust me, you guys have like the plethora of record stores there.
it's an abundance because it's like even like literally like if you get off at Spadina in college, it's like there's Play the Record, and then down the street there's Invisible City, and
Yes.
then across the street from Invisible City there's Sonic Boom, and
Yeah.
then if you go down to Queen, just a little bit east of Spadina, there's Cops Records, and then a little bit west of Spadina there's two Cosmos. So there's like and the Cosmos like where like Madlib goes to dig. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I need to I was even saying to DJ JLo like I need to go to Play the Record because
oh hell yeah!
that's like the go-to place right there. And shout out to Eugene if you're
Shout out to
watching.
Eugene. Shout out to Plady. Yeah, no, I was. Shout out to J Lo. I was at Plady yesterday. I got like 20 12 inches, some DJ shit. You know what I mean? I got a Roy Ayers record I never heard of. It's called like
Ooh,
Daddy Bug and something is weird.
man.
But yeah,
I
no, man, like nonstop digging. There's a lot of. But when I was out in Vancouver, like I had a stopover like back in November, and I went to was it is it Beat Street? What's
yeah,
it called?
yeah.
I got some good stuff there.
Yeah, Beat Street's really dope. And shout out to Beat Street Records as well because they always have the hookups there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they're one of my favorite places. But yeah, no, like in terms of hip hop and like Quincy Jones, like there's so much correlation with like how many people have sampled his records and they've become big hip hop beats at the end. Like the biggest example I could say right now on the top of my head, Mobb Deep, you know,
Right.
took ones that became or crowned like as one of the best hip hop beats of all time, and that came from a Quincy Jones song. And if you listen to that whole song, it doesn't even sound like the sample does
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it just sounds like a full on like jazzy type thing, and then it goes into like this weird noise after, and then they started using that in Mobb Deep.
Yeah.
So like the fact that like that came from Quincy Jones himself, it's like that was the man that rooted the whole part of music. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. He's got a huge hand in it, and it's funny. Like it's when I go digging, like if I see his records, I still get them. But he was never somebody that I really was like heavy on digging on, like my favorite artist to grab. But it's just like now that time is set, you realize how important he is to music and hip hop in particular.
Exactly. And I think it's good that a lot of people now are like paying tribute to him and actually doing like the Who sample learning and actually being like, oh, yo, this is from a Quincy record or like this is from like this type of record. You know what I mean?
Yep, yep,
Because a lot of people didn't know that like body heat was used in Tupac's How Do You Want It,
yeah, yeah. I
right?
didn't even know that. I didn't even know
Right?
that.
Yeah, like a lot of people were just like, that's crazy that that initially came from a Quincy Jones record,
That's crazy.
right? And then like, he was still instrumental in hip hop during that time. And he brought out Tamia, which is probably one of my favorite things because I love R&B and she was Canadian and she was from Toronto too.
Yep, yep, yep.
So like that him showcasing Canadian talent like that was also sick as well. And then, him doing like the film scores and everything like that was another huge thing too.
Absolutely, man. Like he's like I always think about all the stuff that we haven't heard from him too.
Oh, exactly. I feel like there's a big vault of Quincy things that are just waiting for it to be released.
I hope so.
I feel like he just has something hidden away somewhere, like MJ did. Like he had things hidden all over the random place.
Yep, yep.
So I feel like Quincy would be the same thing and just have like a DAT tape hidden in someone's house.
And it's just like probably full projects that he's done that he wasn't feeling or got shelved for whatever reason. You know what I mean, with like record label stuff and all that. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
He's
no,
dope.
yeah, exactly. But like going back to like the hip hop stuff, like you were saying that like Quincy Jones, like with some of the stuff that you sampled, it was very instrumental in like your beat making and stuff. Did you ever feel like were you ever watching like interviews of Quincy and like taking notes from him as well, like on the side of like how he would do his music production?
Not really, man. Like the one thing that there's actually just two things mainly I'd say that Quincy kind of had in my life in terms of music and what I thought. Like like there was one interview I watched where like he mentioned that he didn't mess with any compressors at all. Like he's like, I don't compress any of my music,
Oh
and
wow.
I always found that interesting because I like compressors. So I
Mm,
was always just kind of like, oh wow, it's like it was just something I always thought about. Like that's really interesting, thinking about the sound that he got. No compressors, good to know. And then another thing was there's the one story with I think it's I forgot what Michael Jackson track was, like either Beat It or one of his biggest songs. But like
mm.
he did like 70 some odd takes,
Oh wow.
and like they mixed 70 takes, and like the engineer like they got all the takes, and they're just like, yo, like the first one we ended up using the second take.
Yeah,
The mix progressively got worse. Like the 70th mix is unlistenable. Like they're like, you butchered it. So like one thing that I'd say I learned from Quincy was like to not overdo things. You know what I
mhm,
mean? Like sometimes it's like a less is often more, and it's like if it feels good or if it sounds good and it feels good, then it usually is good. You know what I mean?
exactly. Not to
Yeah,
overcomplicate the sound, right?
yeah,
Yeah, and I think that's something that he's always been vocal on with his music. Even when he talks about production, he's always made sure to keep it simple with everybody that he works.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Especially because with Michael Jackson, like you have 80,000 takes of one vocal, right?
That's what I'm saying. It's nuts. It's nuts how much time they put into the music, and when you think about like like so how many times a song got played, right? Like it's like something like Do You Remember the Time or Thriller. It's like those songs have been played billions of times, but it's like if they put in thousands of takes, then it's a representation of the quality of the music. Like I'm glad that people took it in that many times because it was worth it just to make it, right?
Exactly, and that kind of achieves like that art of perfection as well. But like for that time, it was like unattainable because MJ and Quincy are just like they're redoing the record constantly, right?
Yeah, yeah. And it's a lot of money for recording to put into that.
Exactly, and that's why Michael and Quincy always had that big budget when they were recording that albums because,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Like
They
nobody can
needed
have
it.
that budget anymore, right? Where it's like you have 30 mil to just make a record like that.
Yeah, yeah, and guarantee that it's gonna make back that money, and everyone that's on it's gonna get rich. You know, it's crazy.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
like the fact that you have that security is like, oh shit, like you know what you're doing.
absolutely, absolutely.
Because not everybody can get that guarantee, right? Especially when you're that person that's worked with everybody else.
Yep, yep, yep.
Because I'm pretty sure with
Full.
like, him working with like Donna Summer and James Ingram and Frank Sinatra, I'm pretty sure he's been able to get all of that type of stuff done with other labels as well besides Epic. You know what I mean?
Yep, 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 yep.
Yeah. Because
Oh,
yeah,
actually, it's funny. I'm looking for some of the samples that I've used.
yeah,
Okay, I found one of them right here. Hold up, I'm gonna share the audio.
perfect.
Screen share. My bad. Got to get these advanced sharing options. All right, here we go. Okay, tell me if you can hear this. This track's called Gulu Matari, or it's like the title the title track of the album. It's a long track. This track's like 12 minutes, and the sample comes in around 7.5 minutes. Tell
Okay,
me, tell me if you can hear it.
okay. I can
Can you
hear
hear
it.
that?
Yeah, I can
Okay.
hear that.
Okay, so I remember making this track, and
Yeah,
like I made it a couple years ago, and I lost a ton of music. Like I lost like all like 100 stems of old like tracks I wanted to mix. So I was like I was really pissed off when I made this beat,
mm,
and it really came out like that, which was good. Like this is what like a rare beat that I was like, you know what? Like I was mad, and this beat sounds mad, and I'm glad. All right, let me turn it up over here.
let me hear this.
Yeah, man.
See,
It's that rock.
every time I see this guy, he's always mean behind the pads. I'm telling you.
I appreciate it, bro.
Oh,
Yeah, that one was dope, and like it's another like that song. I suggest you listen to it. Gulu Matari. It's a really good track. There's a lot of parts to it.
yeah,
It's like 12 minutes long. There's a lot of parts to it. And the first time I heard it, I sampled the end part. There's a sample that comes like at the end, like 11 minutes in.
yeah,
I remember I sampled that part, and I was like, oh, this is dope. And I never did anything with that beat. But then like years later, you listen to it again, and you're like, yo, how did I miss this part? You know,
yeah.
like that's the part.
Exactly. No, and again, right? Like it's when you go back to listen to those records, you're like, holy shit, you didn't think that you would be able to use that for something, right? Or, like you missed that part and you're like, oh, I forgot the get down part.
Yeah, you're just like, oh man, that kind of went over my head. But it's just like, I think that's one of the best things about music and just sampling in general. Like you're just like depending on how you feel that day, you might hear or not hear something. You know what I mean? And it's just like it kind of goes from there.
Exactly.
Oh, here we go. I got a few. Let me see if I can find this one in Logic. Main title. So this is the one off of the Roots joint I was telling you about
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
I missed. So like I have the file here. I'll show you the sample. Tell me if you
Okay.
can tell me if you can hear it because I don't know if this is connected. Oh, let me connect it to the Serato. Tell me if you can hear it.
Okay.
Hold on. Actually, I can't even hear it. What the hell? Oh yeah, zoom. Why do I have it? Yeah, there we go. Zoom. Let's try this again. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear that.
All right. There's some vocals in there. I was like, oh, okay, and I never noticed this part. The
Yeah.
piano and all that. And then I think think there's some cool vocals that come in. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, yeah. So I was like, hold up. You know, I was like, hold up.
Yeah.
So like, real simple, but
Oh, this is dope, though.
with the vocals in there. Yeah, you know, like I was just like, I really like this vocal, and that's one of the things sometimes what I find interesting about a beat. Like I heard the piano, and I
Yeah,
was like, okay, this piano is a little too basic for my liking. But I was like, this vocal though, like that's the part I'm gonna build it around. Like I'm gonna,
exactly.
you know what I mean? Like so I'm gonna have this piano is gonna be a support, and I'll have
Yeah,
this vocal come in every now and then. Like it's just like real classic. Like you put some lyrics on that, and you know what I mean. It'll be some real dope shit.
no, exactly, and that's what makes it haunting, right? It gives it more of that ambiance to it.
Yeah, yeah, you know what I mean. And you kind of like you're able to like just working around things. That's kind of what I've been really like focusing on right now, like hearing a sound and
Yeah,
being like, okay, how could I bring this? How could I bring this to life? You know.
exactly.
So the last Quincy sample. This is
Yeah.
one I made earlier this year that ended up on my record.
See, again, and just showing off on me.
You know,
He's
we got tracks, bro. We got tracks. Actually, I don't want this to be too loud, but I think this is it. This is the Quincy joint, yeah.
yeah.
I hope this is it. Wait, is this it? Hold on. I don't think this is it. Like those might be the horns, but hold up. Yeah, okay, yeah, this is it. This is it.
Okay.
Random. It's real random. To be honest, I don't know how they did this part actually, because it's a bunch of other songs in the album. So there's like those horns,
Yeah.
and then this part. Right? So when you hear it, you're like, yo, this kind of just sounds like noise, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, let me make it make sense. So I took all that. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit, put the mix on it. You know what I'm saying? That's my favorite Quincy beat I've ever made. But
Bro,
that's like,
that's tough, bro. And
yeah.
I know you did the cuts on that too, bro.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
see, I'm gonna need you to come back to Vancouver and teach these cats how to do it, bro. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna be in Van in April actually. I'm gonna see you in April.
Okay, bet. I'm gonna holler at you in April. Then you know that.
Yeah. Let me know if you want me to bring you anything. Like if you want any wax or anything.
Oh,
'Cause I
sure, for
can.
sure, bro. And likewise, I still got wax for you too, actually.
Yeah. So I'll come get that in. But yeah, no, because I remember when we linked up a few months back, we're talking about like all the Indian samples and all that. So if you got any, put me
Yeah,
on, because you know
I think I
That's what.
got one from J Lo has yours still, I think, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. No,
So,
I'm pretty sure I got a fuck ton more that I can give you, bro. Trust me.
bro, to this day, man, like all the Bollywood samples and all that, like like I was showing you the one track from Mobb Deep called "Give It to Me."
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so I found that 12 inch, like I was like listening to that song the other day, and like it's just so funny because like the sample for that track, it's like from like a love movie. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I'm like, yo, like Havoc took this love track, and like made it like it's like a raw club banger. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. That track is crazy, man.
It's so funny because when there's certain songs that like have Bollywood samples in it, and then my parents play like the original one, I start tripping out. Sometimes I'm just like, am I gonna have to hear like the hip hop version later on, or like
Yeah, yeah.
playing like a
Trust me.
sample video or what?
Oh, you know what's funny, man? Cause I remember I was showing you a bunch of beats.
Yeah.
I was showing you a bunch of beats last time, and I don't know why, but I forgot to show you this one, and
What?
I might have to give you this record because like it's there's like a drum break on it, right? So I was like,
Yeah.
that's kind of what caught my ear for this. Let me
Yeah.
see if I can find it. Okay, that's not it, but hold
But
up.
that I my parents just listened to that yesterday, so that's what.
Yeah, trust me. Hold on, let me see if I can hold up. Because like I was listening to this record. I bought this record, and there's like maybe one or two good parts on it, but one of them like check out this drum break. You hear that?
Yeah, I hear this song all the time.
Oh, do you know this track, bro? I gotta play this beat, dog. I gotta play this beat. Yeah, man. I made that with my homie. I made that with my homie. He was like, he doesn't really make beats, but like he has a good ear. So he's like, yo, chop it like this, chop it like this. It's real
You know
funny.
what? I think I'm gonna have to give you my parents' Indian collection now, bro.
Yo, bro, from when I'm not gonna lie, from like when I heard "Get Your Freak On" when I was
Yeah,
a kid, I was like, yo, what is this, man? Like, what is this? Like
yeah,
you remember that wave like of like Punjabi MC and
yeah,
like there was like "Get Your Freak On" and then "Ugly" by Bubba Sparks. Like Timberland
yeah.
was making all these beats, and I was like, yo, I'm really with this wave. Like, I really like. Do you know the song called It's by Truth Hurts? It's like Truth Hurts
Addictive,
and Rakim. Hmm?
addictive, addictive.
Yo, that sample that's like the goated like Bollywood sample, bro.
Let me tell you something, bro. I've heard that song ever since I can remember.
Yeah,
My did the Indian version ever since I came out of the womb. And then my sister, 2001 Honda Civic, two-door, that song comes out. She's blasting that song
yeah.
like no tomorrow. So I heard that song. I heard the original. So like that song was like people don't play that song anymore because of the copyright shit.
I
But
know, I know.
I still play that song. I have the 12-inch for it. I have the album. I have the
Yep,
OG
same.
record. I have to keep it.
It's so good. It's so good. And you know what's funny too? Like I don't have this record anymore because it's not mine. It's my friend's record. But he lent me this record. I was
Yeah.
at his house and he had this Indian record, and I was like listening to it. And there's this part that came on, and I was like, "Yo, Andel," I was like, "Yo, I need this." And he was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, yeah, cool, cool. Here we go. It's okay. I'll give you a little snippet. This is the
Okay.
last one, but this is an
Okay.
Indian
No, no,
sample.
no. Yeah.
It's called "Feel It." Can you hear it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. SwitchB, nigga.
I don't have the instrumental.
Nigga.
The
motherfuckers feel it. I make your motherfucking feel it. I make these motherfuckers feel it. I make the motherfucking feel it. A few chicks getting loose with a 2-6. Put you in that crucifix with a few sips. Got a new job, earned a few bricks, embroideries on the suit. That's a new stitch.
I'll send you that. I'll send you that.
The lowdown, feeling like.
Yeah, that track's hard, man. I love that beat. I gotta find that sample.
I'm gonna need you to send me a tape, bro. That's all I ask.
Yeah, no, that ass.
SwitchB tape.
I think I might need to make like a Switch like biryani tape or something, bro. Like,
I'm telling you, bro, you have to make one.
we like, bro. But I'm in you know what? When I come out, let's link up. Let's stock up some Indian samples because for me it's actually kind of funny. Like there's this some restaurant that me and my girl used to go to in the East End of Toronto, and they'd always play the illest shit. You know, every time I'd eat there, I'd be like, "Yo, what song is this? What song is this?" I'd always Shazam shit, but it's hard to find on vinyl, bro.
No, and you know what? Indian Bollywood vinyl, especially now, it's the price has gone way up.
Pricey, guy. Yeah, man.
Like I took my dad to Amoeba back in back in August, and he was going through like the Indian records and stuff, and he was super astonished at like the fact that they go for that much.
Yeah, actually,
because he's like, "Oh, I have so much soundtracks and stuff from like when I was your age."
Yeah.
They go for like super like high now, and I'm like, if you have any, you want to get rid of it.
Send that, right? It's actually kind of crazy because like I know like we were talking about Quincy, but like, did you know that like Paul McCartney like has an Indian album? Like did you know that?
Yeah.
So like I always wondered like with some of these cats like because it's like the scales like musically like that music is just like it's dope. It's so deep. So I know a lot of musicians they just love it. I wonder if Quincy ever like dabbled in anything like that, you know?
I'm pretty sure because I know a few like Michael was into Hinduism as well. Like he went to India a lot and like he loved the music. I'm pretty sure Quincy Jones would have been honestly so he would have been down for the Indian song. I'm pretty sure.
Right? Because have you heard of there's obviously like Ravi Shankar. He's the man.
Yeah.
Peace to Ravi Shankar. So he had a nephew. I think it was Ananda Shankar. Have you ever heard of Ananda?
Yes. Yeah.
So I've only found one of his records. He has an album.
Yeah.
But it's like it's interesting because it's like this is like a dude that like immigrated from India to the States and was like into like a lot of the white music and a lot of like the pop music at the time. So it's like he's using sitars and all that and a lot of the scales, but he's mixing it with modern funk at the time.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting record. Like I remember buying it hoping that it would sound more like I think he's Sri Lankan, right?
Yeah, I want to say
yeah. So like I was hoping that it would sound more like like that style, but it was like a real fusion of like Sri Lankan funk type of. It was dope. I still have it somewhere, but yeah, man. Bro, have you been to Toronto before?
No, I actually am planning to come out next year. So
okay, dope.
Yeah,
you definitely should, man. Like you definitely should.
No, I have a ton of homies out there, so I really want to come out and just start digging and shit. So
yeah, well, you know what? Like, also let me know when you come out too, because like as of late, in particular, there's been a lot more like beat things popping up, like like sample flips and all that.
Yeah, no, trust me, I'm trying to get J-Lo and I are trying to come down there, man.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah, because I know you guys got a bunch of shit going on there right now.
Yeah, like we always got something going, and if it's like if you plan on coming down. And you can tell us when we can organize some shit, make sure that everything's there's something for y'all to do,
Yeah, and trust me, like I said, I'm gonna be bringing the Indian records through to you, bro. Trust me.
Absolutely, and like even there's like you can still get decently priced vinyl out here. Like you can get stuff for cheap, so it's like because as I said, man, there's like an abundance of like record stores. It's actually kind of crazy.
Yeah, dope. That's what I need to go for right now because I could use a little finger dusting action right there.
I feel you, man. I feel you. Hopefully we can get some deep, some Quincy cuts. You know what I mean?
Oh man, no, trust me. But we're gonna work it out soon. Trust me, bro, for real.
Trust me, down there.
Yeah, but bro, thank you so much for hopping on here, talking Quincy, talking music.
No doubt.
I always feel like I am like talking to a legend when I'm talking to you because like you just know your music and like let me
appreciate it, man.
Let me tell you guys something. This dude is probably one of the most incredible dudes I've ever met.
Yo, man, it means a lot, man. And honestly, bro, like I knew from when I met you at the studio, man, we were just rapping for a second. I was like, yo, man, Vinyl over here. That's my like, like you just you can tell a good energy from somebody, and like,
Oh,
yeah, man. I'm glad I got to meet you. I'm glad I got to come out this year and like we link
yeah.
up. You know what I mean?
Well, likewise, man. I hope that we link up next year, man. Trust me, because it's gonna be on for real.
Oh, for sure. No, I'm gonna be there for sure in April. Like just because I know I'm coming out to host an event out there, and
Yeah,
then like I think there's like a BC one qualifier breaking battle, so I might stay out a little bit longer for that. But yeah,
yeah. Well, hopefully, I'll definitely be there to see you for that.
yeah, man, yeah, and dude, bro, like, do you live in Vancouver, right? Like, are you out in Surrey or?
I live out in Surrey, but honestly, Vancouver's not even that far from me.
Yeah, yeah, like you're just like you're always up in Vancouver.
Yeah, I'm literally just super mobile. I'm always out and about.
Dope, dope. All right,
Yeah.
well, yo, man, like, yo, you got my email now, so send me some beats, bro. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
for sure, bro. And if is there any way that the people can reach out to you? Is there anything you want to plug? Um,
Oh,
you know,
right.
yeah,
Shoot, I guess so. But the social media, SwitchB fam.
yes.
If you type in anything, SwitchB SoundCloud, SwitchB Bandcamp, you'll find a lot of my music online. And I'm dropping a record on the 21st of January. It's called All of the Above. Just a little rap project I did. There's 6 songs on it, all produced by me, and I got a feature. I got a feature by my boy Ko Strat and Ghost Boy RJ. So be on the lookout for that. And that's about it, man.
Dope. I can't wait for that because you know that your rap is fucking sick. Your
Appreciate it,
music in
man.
general is always fucking sick, bro.
Appreciate it, man. Yo, we're trying to be hip hop out here. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly. We keeping it real. That's what it is, right?
done, no, done, no.
Exactly.
But yeah, man. Like I'm glad we got to do this. My bad for flopping on the last one.
No, no, it's all good, bro. It's all
Yeah,
good.
man.
But yeah, likewise, and thank you everybody for watching and check out my boy. You know, make sure you check out all of his shit.
Yeah, switch be in your area, man. But yeah, man,
Exactly.
we'll be in touch, man.
All right.